What's up guys, Simon here from Confirmed is Cheap. Today I received my Kaldheim Draft Booster Box. So what a better time to open it now. It's been snowing like hell all weekend long, all day long, all night. So just in time for the right setting to open this box. I've got 36 packs to crack. We'll start by doing them one by one. Go with the commons first, uncommons, skip all those, and go straight to the rares. See what we can get. Whoops. Man, these cards are smooth as heck. Okay, cool. Let's start with commons. In there, uncommons, and wow, this is my first my first pack from the last video I made. Was the pre-release packs. First rare, same one. Herald unites the elves, military cards, may put an elf or Tivar card. Now I know what a Tivar card is. It's Planeswalker. From your graveyard onto the battlefield. To put a 1/1 counter on each elf you control. Put a 1/1 counter on each elf you control, and then whenever an elf you control attacks this turn, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Okay. And then we got a foil ice tunnel and a snow-covered forest. Put those here. Next one. Commons there. Almost the same like my previous card opening. Also an Ascended Spirit. I think this was my third one or second one. I can't remember. It's a 1 blue for a 1/1 snow creature spirit. And you pay... you can always pay snow mana to pump it up. It stays that way until it dies. So for 2 it becomes a 2/3 Spirit Warrior. For 3, if it is a warrior, you can put a flying counter on it, and it becomes a Spirit Warrior Angel, and he's a 4/4, or she. And then for 4, if she's an angel, you can put 2 counters on it, and whenever she deals combat damage to a player, you can draw a card, which is kind of neat. Like I said before, it's kind of like the level up mechanic from yonder days. I've been trying to playtest some of the cards on the arena, but since I'm poor and I don't have any good cards on the arena, cool, alternate art Narfi. Yeah, I'm not really that as successful as I hoped I would be with the newer cards. We got another Cosmos Charger. It's a 4/3/3 Horse Spirit with flash and flying. It says all the cards I can foretell from my hand cost 1 less and can be done on any player's turn, which is kind of neat. And it has foretell as well for 3. I'm really liking the snow mechanic. I've been thinking about making some kind of Esper-like zombie snow-themed deck with a Narfi. Could always turn out to be, yeah, with a Herald deck as well, with the blue, black, and green colors. There's some really cool cards in there. Really looking forward to playing with them. Then we got an Icebreaker Kraken for 12. It's a Kraken. I haven't pulled this one. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each snow land you control. When he enters the battlefield, artifacts and creatures target opponent controls don't untap during their player's next untap step, and I can return 3 snow lands to my hand to return this guy to my hand. Okay. And then we got a emblem from Kaya. Haven't pulled a Kaya yet. commons, skip them. And then we got our first mythic, Koma, the Cosmos Serpent. For 7, get a 6/6. It's a serpent which can be countered. And at our upkeep, we get a 3/3 serpent creature token named Koma's Coil. I think I pulled one of those tokens. And then we can sacrifice another serpent to tap a permanent. And its abilities can be activated this turn. Nice. Or he can become indestructible until the end of the turn. Great. And then we got a foil rare. It's Alrond. Can you see the foliage? Maybe a bit. God of the Cosmos. For 5, we get a 1/1, and he gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand and each foretold card you own in exile. At the beginning of your end step, choose a card type, then reveal the 2 cards of your library. Put all cards of the chosen type into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And you can also play him as a bird. As Haka the Whispering Raven for 2. Get a 2/3 with flying, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, return it to its owner's hand, then scry 2. Cool. Tokens go there. Last time I said there weren't any reprints from older sets. I guess I was wrong. There are a couple of reprints, but not as many as I would suspect. So yeah, that's also great. Another Narfi. And then we got another In Search of Greatness. I haven't seen any players, other people play with this card on the arena, but I think it might be great. I don't know. I don't have one on the arena, might make one. So for 2, you get an enchantment, and it says at the beginning of your upkeep, you can cast a permanent spell from your hand, which costs 1 more for the highest converted mana cost you already have on the battlefield, for free. And if you don't, you scry 1. So if you put this one at turn 2, at turn 3 you can play a 3 CMC card for free at the beginning of your upkeep, and then you can play whatever the rest you want to do. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing with this one on the arena soon-ish. And then we got a foil alternate art Herald King of Skemfar, which is also really great. Guys, any luck with the pulls yet? Gates of Istfell. Last video I didn't really notice the new land cycle, the uncommon land cycle. After I've been reviewing my cards, the cards I pulled last weekend, I'm really liking those cards. They're got some great effects, some other than the others. Not really sure where I can use them. I'm more of a commander player myself, so they might all find their way in some other commander deck I own, but we'll see. And then we have a Doomscar for 5. It's a sorcery. You can destroy all creatures and can foretell it for 3. That's cool. That's really cool. And then a nothing token. Seen some people doing some really weird tricks with Tybalt's trickery and such. Getting a turn 2 Ugin on the battlefield. It's nasty. Really nasty. Then we got a Faceless Haven. It's a snowland. You can tap it for colorless, or for 3 it becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types until the end of turn. It's still a land. Inga. Ooh, I've seen a couple of people playing with this one. It's a world tree, it's a land, it enters tapped, you can add 1 forest. And as long as you control 6 or more lands you control have, add 1 mana of any color. And then you can pay double Wooburg to tap it, sacrifice it, and search your library for any number of god cards, put them on the battlefield, and then shuffle your library, which is pretty nuts. This is another nothing. Yes, it is. This one is a common that really struck me as odd, because it's a 1 mana, 1/2 flying first strike bird, which is like, I think, the first really good bird to play on turn 1. Another alternate art Herald and Turgid. Cool. Seen a lot of decks with this one as well, some discard decks. Might see what I can do with it. This is a 5 mana 4/5 god with menace, and whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, which is sick in its own right. And then you can also play it as a lantern. It's an artifact for 4. Then you can tap it to make a target player lose 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. And then for 4 you can untap it. So yeah, I might find some really good use for this one. Can keep untapping it, like the manifold key from M20, which you can pay 1 to untap another artifact, and then you can just keep tapping this one. I don't know. It's really good things coming. Bad things coming for the people I mostly play Magic with. And then we have a Dark Board Pathway. It's a dual-faced modal land. I'm kinda growing onto these things as time passes on. Haven't really used them as much in my normal decks. I don't really play standard, so if I need the dual lands, I'll use some shock lands. But on the arena, yeah, sure. Even in Commander, I can use them. They've helped me more than I can imagine. And then we pull another one. It's a red and a black one this time. Cool. Go through the commons. It's a zombie with the 3 uncommons, and then we have the Bears of Lilyara. For 3, it makes a 2/2 blue shapeshifter token, which changeling. And then next turn, any number of target shapeshifter creatures you control become 4/4 with base power 4/4. And then at the third turn, you can choose up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Each creature with power 4 or greater you control deals damage equal to its power to that permanent. That's pretty neat. And also the shapeshifters, they stay the power 4/4. That's cool. Some shapeshiftery. God, I hate these. Some shapeshiftery Simic or maybe Sultai decks. Might be cool. Icebine Pillar, an alternate art Sfella, and then a Tundra Fumarole for 3. It's a sorcery. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and then you can add colorless for each snow mana you spent to cast this spell, and then until the end of turn you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Man, I can't have any good tokens. Oh, And this one goes over there. Okay. I'm coming. Oh, did I miss one? No? Oh, I'll check later. Then we have the... Come on, guys. The Reflections of Letiara. The Bears of Letiara and the Reflections of Letiara. Oh, of course, it's a copy something. For 5, it's an enchantment, and as he enters the battlefield, I can choose a creature type. Whenever I cast a spell of the chosen type, I can copy it. And a copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. Whoa, okay. That's cool. And then we have a Foretell placeholder card. Useless if you're playing real Magic. Like the big boys. Blessing of Frost for 4. It's a snow sorcery. I can distribute X number of +1 counters among any number of creatures I control, where X is the amount of snow mana spent to cast this spell. Then draw a card for each creature you control with a power 4 or greater. Cool, not bad. Putting this pile of comments to the side because they're really slippery, the cards from Kaldheim, and they might topple over. Retagard Stronghold, Great Halls of Sternum, cool. King Narfi's Betrayal for 3. Each player mills 4 cards. Then you may exile a creature or planeswalker cards from each graveyard until the end of turn. You may cast spells from among cards exiled with King Narfi's Betrayal and can spend mana as though it was mana of any color. Neat. Neato. This one I'm really fond of. I've got an what's it called again? Sprite Dragon deck with a lot of 1 mana, 2 mana buff spells, and I'm really going to town on some people. Might not really work on the higher leagues or the higher ranks on the arena. But in real life, I can tweak it with a lot of older cards as well. And it's absolutely fabulous to play. This one I've played in Standard in conjunction with that deck, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. The Foretell for 1, it's so good. And then we pull a full art Kaya, the Inexorable, for 5. The Inexorable, I don't know. For 5, you get a 5 loyalty planeswalker Kaya, and then you can plus her to put a ghost form counter on up to 1 target non-token creature. It gains when this creature dies or is put into exile. Return it to your hand and create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Okay, neat. Then for -3, you can exile another target non-land permanent, and then you can -7 her to get an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a legendary spell from your hand, from your graveyard, or from among cards you own in exile for free. That's pretty cool. There she is. Okay. And there we go. And another pathway, Henchgate Pathway for white and blue. And a dual land. Rune of Speed and an Icy Manalith token. Haven't encountered something that makes these. Okey-doke. Commons. Poison Cup. What? It's a straight up upgrade for murder. Instant. For 3, destroy target creature. If this spell was foretold, scry 2 and you can foretell it for 2. Okay, not bad. Then we have a Mystic Reflection for 2. It's an instant. You can choose target non-legendary creature. The next time one or more creatures or planeswalkers enter the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies of the chosen creature, and you can foretell it for 1. That's cool. Replicate the ring. Carder. Sarulf, the Realm Eater. For 3, you get a 3/3 wolf. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a counter on itself. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Sarulf has 1 or more counters on it, you may remove all of them. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with CMC less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. So it's a built-in board wipe mechanic if you're already killing stuff. Okay. And then we have foil rare Righteous Valkyrie. It's a 3 flying angel cleric. Whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under my control, I gain life equal to that creature's toughness. As long as I have 7 more life than my starting life, I can give all my creatures +2/+2. It's an inbuilt anthem effect. It's pretty good. Colossal Plow. I'm waiting for someone to make a bad joke about that one. Then we have the Tybalt's Trickery. So if you're on the arena, you might know this card already, might be sick of it already. For 2, it's an instant. You can counter target spell. You choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards. Then exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the exiled cards on the bottom of their library in a random order. So basically what this one does, or what people are using it for, is they put a couple of 0 mana cost spells in their deck, like for instance Tormod's Crypts or the Stonecoil Serpents. They, at turn 2, play it for 0, counter it themselves, and then just fill their whole library with high mana cost goodness like Ugins, Elder Gargoyles. In most good luck cases, counter your own 0 mana cost thing, and at turn 2 get like an Ugin, which is like an instant concede for me. Like in most cases, when I see the other person using this kind of deck, and I see Tybalt's Trickery going off, and it misses, I'm always waiting to see if it misses or not. If it misses, I keep playing. If it doesn't miss, it's an instant concede. Because I really don't have time to try and destroy whatever they have brought up onto the battlefield on turn 2. We got an alternate art, Kol Vori, God of Kinship. For 4, you get a 2/4, and as long as I control 3 or more legendary creatures, she gets +4/+2 and has Vigilance. And then for 2, I can tap her to look at the top 6 cards of my library. I may reveal a legendary creature card from among them, and put it in my hand. And then you can also play her as the Ringheart Crest for 2. It's an artifact, and as it enters the battlefield, I can choose a creature type, and I can tap it to add 1 mana and spend it to cast to pay for the cost of the creature type I've chosen or for a legendary creature card. Path of the World Tree, Vela Watcher, Rise of the Dread Marn for 3. It's an instant. I can create X 2/2 black zombie berserker tokens, where X is the number of non-token creatures that died this turn, and foretell it for 1. So it's like an instant refill of your board after a board wipe, which I'm guessing a lot of people are using a lot of these days, especially on the arena. Showdown, down of the Skulls. For 4, you can exile the top 4 cards of your library, and until the end of next turn you may play those cards, and then the 2 turns after that, whenever I cast a spell, put a counter on target creature I control. Meh. Angel Warrior token. Always cool. There we go. And then another saga for 6. Waking the Trolls. First one, destroy target land. Then second, put a land card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. And then third turn, you can choose an opponent. If they control fewer lands than you, create a number of 4/4 green troll warrior creature tokens with trample equal to the difference. That's cool in a land ramp deck. Man, I hate these cards. I got the Freezing Flame alternate, and then we have the Raven's Warning. For 3, I can create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying and gain 2 life. Second turn, whenever 1 or more creatures I control with flying deal combat damage to a player, you may look at a player's hand and draw a card. Okay, and then third step, you may put a card you own from outside the game on top of your library. Okay, some kind of tutor effect. That's commons, sorted, uncommons. Alrighty, my second Vorinclex Monstrous Raider. For 6, I get a 6/6 Phyrexian Praetor with trample and haste, and basically whenever I put counters on something, it doubles it, and whenever one of my opponents put counters on something, it halves, which is pretty nasty. Go to these commons. Maskwood Nexus. It's an artifact for 4. Creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So everything in my library, graveyard, and hand is every creature type. That's cool. And then for 3, you can tap it to create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. That's pretty neat. Yeah, might look into this sort of, put this pile again on the side. Some sort of Simic Changeling shapeshifter thingamajig. Haven't really pulled that many cards from this, but we'll see. Commons, uncommons, ooh, an alternate art Varagoth Blood Sky Sire. For 3, you get a 2/3 Death Touch Demon Rogue. and can boast it for 2. Target player searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. That's pretty cool. So for the people that don't know yet, Boast is an ability you can pay for to activate if this creature is attacking. So you have to attack and then you can activate its Boast ability to use it. Last 6 packs. So this is the 6th one. Uncommons over there. Dream Devourer for 2. It's a Demon Cleric, a 0/3. Each non-land card in your hand without foretell has foretell. Its foretell cost is equal to its mana cost, reduced by 2. And whenever you foretell a card, Dream Devourer gets +2/+0 until the end of the turn. Already looked at the mechanics behind this one. If you foretell cards while this one is on the battlefield, cards that didn't have foretell, and this one leaves the battlefield, you can still play them for their foretell cost, which I think is great. It's pretty neat. There we go. Commons all over there. Immersturm Predator for 4. It's a vampire dragon. Okay. It's a 3/3 with flying. Whenever he becomes tapped, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and put a counter on Immersturm Predator. And then I can sack another creature. Immersturm Predator gains indestructible until the end of turn, and I can tap it. Cool. So you can exile from your own graveyard or exile from your opponent's if you've been making them discard a lot of stuff, which I think is the theme they're going with most with Ragdoll Scholars. Or jump and just sacrifice your own stuff. Alvar, God of Battle. For 4, you get a 4/4, it's a god. Creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. At the beginning of each combat, you may attach an aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to another target creature you control. And then you can play it for an equipment for 2, which says equipped creature gets +2/+0, has vigilance. Whenever equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. Equip it for 2. Last 3 packs. What do you guys think? Been a good box? Bad box? Sucky box? I don't think so. Pretty in between there. Bloodsky Massacre for 3. Create a 2/3 red demon berserker creature token with menace. Next turn, whenever a berserker attacks this turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Turn after that, add a red mana for each berserker you control. Until the end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. And there we go, our berserker token, which I didn't pull last time. Alrund's Epiphany for 7. It's a sorcery. Create 2 1/1 bluebird creature tokens with flying. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Alrund's Epiphany, and you can foretell it for 6. Okay, extra turns. Last pack. Come on, baby. Something juicy to end with. Uncommons, and then Ezeka's Chariot for 4. It's not a big bang, but whatever. It's got some cute cats on it, so that's fine as well. You get a 4/4 vehicle. When he enters the battlefield, I create 2 2/2 green cat creature tokens. And whenever he attacks, I can create a token that's a copy of target token I control. Okie doke. That's it for this booster box. I'm not going to open anymore. I already have a ton of cards I'm not going to use anyway. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of my openings. I'm fairly new to the whole YouTube thing, so any feedback is appreciated. See you guys next time. Simon out.